Except drugs is politics and rock and roll is religion.
You call it VEDA and I call it VEDA. You say petita and I say potato. VEDA, VEDA, petita, potato. Let's call the whole thing fun.
So today we're talking about whether or not we feel comfortable talking about the big three awkward things that most people don't like to talk about. And for the most part, I would like to say that yes, I think I'm comfortable talking about all of these things. There are a couple simple little caveats or rules, though, that I think apply to them. Like, first of all, sex. If you're not comfortable talking about sex, you shouldn't be having it. I'm sorry, but that's the way that it goes, because I don't want to burst any bubbles here, but there is such a thing as bad sex. And the only way to stop having more bad sex is to talk to your partner about it and change things. So if you're not comfortable having that conversation, then you probably shouldn't be having sex in the first place. Politics, I don't want to have to talk about politics. I sort of liked the political ignorance of my youth when I just sort of theoretically knew what Democrats and Republicans were, though I did tend to get them mixed up quite a bit when I was younger. That doesn't happen anymore. But there's been some things that have happened in our country in the last few years that I haven't necessarily agreed with, so I find myself sort of polarizing, and that's a little bit disappointing. I don't like having to pay attention to this stuff because so much of it just makes me angry. And I don't like to have to be angry. Religion, I think, is the really interesting one. There was a period of time in my life where just about everywhere I went, somebody would come up to me and ask me if I wanted to go to Bible study with them. I don't know if that's a rite of passage that everyone has to go through, that you just get accosted by people that want you to go to Bible study with them. I don't think that I had a sign on my forehead that said "save me," or if I did, I couldn't see it, whatever. The thing for me about religion is I think that either all of them have to be right or none of them are right. I come to this sort of conclusion based on the fact that I was raised in two different churches. My honorary sister was Catholic and my other best girlfriend was Jewish growing up. So from the get-go, I've got four religions going on in my life, and all of these people are nice, kind people who love their families and are good members of society and things like that. And I couldn't imagine a world wherein any of these people were so wrong that they were going to have to be subjected to the eternal damnation of hell because they read the wrong book. In high school, we studied a lot of different world religions and world philosophies and noticed so many similarities between them. And yes, there's differences between them, but a lot of the basic tenets and a lot of the basic stories are very similar. So how is one right and the other one wrong? I don't get that. I've never understood that, and nobody's been able to ever provide me with any sort of really compelling argument in one way or the other. So my basic thought on religion is yes, I'm happy to discuss it with anyone that wants to discuss it from like a philosophical perspective. I'm happy to chat about these things with anybody, but if you come at me with like that you should believe this and you should do this and you should, then I'm sorry, I shut down. I believe what I believe. Please don't foist your beliefs on me, and I'm not going to foist my beliefs on you. On some things we're going to agree, and on some things we aren't, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that we still can't go have a cup of coffee and chat. I'm sorry if that ended up alienating some people. Like I said, I'm more than happy to talk more about this sort of stuff. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I am fine talking about it. If you want to talk about it, let's chat. I love your faces, and I hope you come back tomorrow.